Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to class today. We are going to be playing with balance today, so it's going to be a slow kind of warm up, moving through different stages. So hopefully you will be patient with the process and see where you go with it. And I wanted to start by reading. I never use my phone when I'm teaching yoga, but I came across a quote this morning and I really liked it. So instead of writing it down, I thought I'll just look at my phone. And so the quote is, so find yourself nice and comfy. Good seated posture, whether your legs are crossed or not, is okay with me, but just make sure you feel good in the position you're in. And this is a quote by Joel Kramer. And he says, yoga is a dance between control and surrender, between pushing and letting go. And when to push and when to let go becomes part of the creative process, part of the open-ended exploration of your being. So I like that one a lot. And it's true, right? Because we can over effort, and we don't want to over effort, and yet we don't want to kind of be like loosey goosey either in our yoga practice. We want to tap into that creative process and listen to the body and say, what is it for me today in this pose or this movement that I can learn from, that I can gain wisdom? So, all right. So with that, let's start by sitting well. Maybe take the shoulders up and reach them back and down. By the way, we saw a bear yesterday, last night, so now I'm a little on alert. And just kind of feel your body settle down into your yoga mat. Start to find your breath. And imagine the crown of the head moving up toward the ceiling as the tailbone draws down toward the earth. And imagine that you have a plate on the top of your head, and you want that plate to be nice and level. So you're pressing the crown of the head up into that plate, but you're not lifting the chin. You're just lengthening the whole expanse of your body, right? That neck, the head, everything, reaching it up. And then the shoulders are soft and descending, but they're not squeezing, they're not pressing down. We can create tension both by the stretch and by the contraction. And then we feel maybe the shoulders right above the hip line, right? So the shoulders descend down and we create this beautiful posture. And then we find the breath. And I want you to imagine, so we're going to play with alternate nostril breathing, but not using the hands, which is a variation. I just want you to imagine and maybe feel that you are breathing in through the right side nostril. So breathe in through the right side nostril and exhale through the left side. And it won't be exact or 100%, and you'll probably be breathing in through both sides, but just play with this idea of now breathing in through the left side and exhaling through the right. And inhale the right side. And exhale the left. Inhaling the left side. And exhaling the right side. Good. Just 2 more rounds there of using your thoughts and your mind's eye and the sensation that you may feel moving in through the right side nostril and exhaling the left, and then left to right, without using our hands to actually block off a nostril. Just see if you can tap in there. Good. One more round here. And then let your eyes open up and just, I'll mirror here, just your left arm, take it up to the ceiling. Turn the palm forward, let it come down almost to your lap, and then circle it around again. Just take it up. Turn the palm forward, take it down. Good, 3 more, take it up. And down. Good, 2 more. Breathe. So slow movement here, just checking it out. How is this shoulder? And then let that one relax. And then same thing, other side, take it up. Turn the palm forward, take it down. And reach it over. So often when we move through momentum, right? We're not really thinking about kind of what we're doing. We're just moving because it's the next thing to do. So just see how this feels. One more. Don't forget to use the breath. Good. Both arms, take them up. Turn the palms forward, take them down. Good. Take them out, turn the palms up. Imagine that you are gathering stuff, whatever that is. Turn the palms forward, imagine pressing it down. Take it out. Gather it up. Turn forward, press down. Good. Inhale as you gather up. Exhale, turn it down. 2 more. Inhale, big deep breath, everybody. Exhale it down. Last one, take it up. Turn and press it down and release and shake that out. Good. Let's shake out the legs. Take those legs nice and straight. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. You can sit up on a blanket or not, up to you. Fire up the legs. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hold on to the beach ball. That imaginary beach ball between those arms. Breathe. Turn the palms forward. Press down. Lift one leg. Inhale, lower. Same leg. Exhale, lift. Inhale, up. Turn the palms. Exhale. And inhale. The other leg. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Turn the palms. Exhale, press down. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale, press up and release it and roll it out. Good. And then just take one leg, either leg, into Janusirsasana. We know, right, if that knee is up in any amount, go ahead and cushion it with your blocks so that you're not straining through the hip or the inner groin. And then inhale, take both arms up. As you exhale, nice swan dive. Maybe pause there and see where your spine is. And then let the fingertips press down. Feel the torso move forward, right? Maybe drag the fingers back isometrically and just feel that nice stretch in the left leg or in the right leg, whichever one you've chosen. And think about that quote again, right? It's kind of about finding balance. It's both working toward the pose, but then also surrendering into the pose. I really like a neutral spine here. That's probably the hardest thing to get to because that temptation is to go lower and maybe round. So first we check out the hamstring. We feel what's going on in the body. And then maybe we go a little bit lower, maybe not. We find our breath. We come to this place of balance where we are not doing too much or too little. We are finding the space to explore. Breathe, everybody. And then press into your hands and come up. Bend that same side knee. Grab a hold of your foot and take that leg up. You can reach the opposite arm. Find your breath, everyone. Let go of that foot. Slowly lower it down. And then release that bent knee. Straighten it out. Shake it out, everybody. And come on up to the other side. So taking your other leg in, finding that nice even pelvis. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, little baby swan dive, right? So I like doing it this way because it reminds me to keep the shoulders back, reminds me to keep the chest up. It reminds me to keep the head from being the lead on the pose. And then pause and kind of check out, where is it on this side, right? Am I tighter or less tight, or do I feel more sensation? All of those are okay. Do I feel the same? Do I feel nothing? Right? It's all okay as we explore our bodies. Maybe the fingertips drag back isometrically, the shoulders get wider. Just checking it out. What happens if I turn my foot out just a little bit? Do I feel more sensation on the inside or the outside? Big deep breath, everybody. Lengthen through your pose. Pause long enough to feel. That's it. Breathe. And then press up. Bend that same side knee. Grab a hold of your foot. You don't have to straighten the leg, right? It can be bent. So see where you go here. Take the other arm up optionally. Just stretch and then let go. And slowly lower that leg down. Take that other knee up. Straighten that leg. And come into Dandasana one more time. Nice fired up legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Optional, lift one leg. Breathe. Lower. Lift the other leg. Breathe. And lower everything. Nice job, everybody. Shake it out. All right, come on up, table pose. So table pose, always pushing up those knees if you know that is appropriate for you. No reason at all to be sitting on painful knees when we can stick a blanket under there or a second mat. And then find your pose, right? So neutral pose. Still hanging on to that beach ball between the elbows, but keeping the shoulders nice and wide. Press the right leg back, lift the leg. So again, when we talk about balance, where is the hip? In line, right? Where is the pelvis? Is it lifting? Is it lowering? Where's the weight on the knee? Are you forward? Are you back? Where is it for you? And then maybe extend the left arm out. Find your breath. Right? Core work, balance in general. If your core is not working for you, if your glute is not working for you, balance is much harder. Lower that arm, listen up, just drop the right foot down, keep the knee lifted, lift the other leg. Let's find plank pose. Yep. Just because I said it was slow didn't mean it was going to be easy. So breathe, everybody. Squeeze in through the lower belly. Find that power in your legs and then lower both knees to the floor. Maybe sit back for a moment. Stretching out through the arms, through the backs of the feet. And then come on back up. Left leg presses back, the belly tones in. I find that grounding with my hands, my fingers, and lift the left leg. So same exploration here. Are you forward? Are you back? Are you right in the middle, right? We think of Goldilocks and the three bears. Are you just right there? When and if you're ready, the right arm reaches out. We find our pose. We tone in through the low belly. We engage the glute, the buttock muscle on the left side. We breathe. And then lower that hand, lower the foot, but not the knee. Come to plank pose and breathe. Warming up in a hurry, everyone. Fire it up. Where are you on your feet? What happens if you go more to the toes? What happens if you press the heels back? Can you find the right balance for your body? Big deep breath, and then downward facing dog. Ooh, that's it. Again, find the pose. Maybe the legs are a little wider than your normal. We stretch everything out, come up to your tippy toes, and then press the heels down. One more time, press, and then maybe bring the heels down, and then lower both knees to the floor. And step forward with your right foot. Once you've done that, go ahead and grab your blocks and find a nice low lunge. Nice low lunge. And breathe. So again, here I always think, where am I on the knee, right? I like, if you bent that back knee, one, you would feel a stretch in your quadricep, but two, it'll help to get you to the top end of your kneecap, the patella, which is where you want to be. And if the knee still gives you a little bit of grief, keep the toes tucked under, and that should help. Now, engage the back glute. Tone the lower belly in, almost as if you could do a slight tuck here. And notice your front foot. I want you to lift your heel and then lower, just 5 of these. So lift your front heel and lower. 3, 4, and 5. Good. Lower that down. Lift your left knee off the floor. Engage the legs. And you can come up higher on your blocks, by the way, as long as you feel sturdy. Okay, as long as those blocks aren't wobbling. And then lift the front heel again. So 1, 2, yep. 3, 4, and 5. Nice job, everybody. If you're still with me, take those hands to your knee and lift up. Inhale up. Nice solid lunge here. You can always keep the left knee down. So don't stress here if this is too much, right? Find the balance for you. Nice deep breath. Can you both engage and release, right? Where is that for you? Exhale, hands down. Listen up. You're going to straighten your front leg. Straight is relative. It doesn't have to be fully straight. That's your hamstrings. Try to level out the pelvis. Lengthen your torso. Think of Janu Sirsasana, right? We don't want to round over that leg. We want to lengthen over that leg. Deep breath. Hold on. And then bend your front knee. Lower your back knee. Slide your right leg back. And maybe a little funky puppy stretch here. You can even leave your hands on your block. And come on up. Good. From here, left foot forward. Finding that lunge again. Maybe you bend the back knee just to see if you can get to the top end of the kneecap so that you're not right on the kneecap, because that can hurt. And then lower that leg down and lift your left heel, moving my block out of the way, off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, calf muscle work. 5, lower that down, lift the knee if you would like. Find that good solid lunge and then lift the front heel again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice job. Get the legs ready. Press the hands into your knee and lift up. Find that lunge. Fire up the back glute. Pelvis nice and level. Take the arms up. Good. And just notice, right? You can even play here if you press the front leg back a little bit right? What does that do to the back leg? If you lean forward a little bit, what does that do to the back leg? Not to mention the front. Find your breath, everybody. As you exhale, slowly come on down to your blocks and straighten the front leg. Once you've straightened, again, relative to your hamstrings, see if you can lengthen over that leg as opposed to rounding. It's almost like, I used to love to, touch my head down to my leg. But now for me, it's more of a lengthening from the hip crease, right, through the crown of the head so that I can find the torso in a nice neutral spine. I can really work with the hamstring without straining anything else. Bend your front leg. Breathe. Lower your right knee. Bring your left knee back. Move your blocks out of the way for now. Nice little puppy stretch again, just to stretch out what we did. And then come on up. Table pose. Downward facing dog. Use your breath. Engage the latissimus dorsi, the upper side back muscles, these guys, right out at the side there. Take your feet wide on your yoga mat. Use your breath and walk your hands all the way back. Good. Bend your knees, everybody. Hands to knees. Woo! And come on up and shake it out. All right, so take your blanket if you would and just fold it in either 2 or 3 and make a little ledge with your blanket, a ledge, right? Oh no. And then grab your blocks. You're going to place those blocks in front of your blanket, and then you're going to put the ball mounds of both feet on the blanket. So your heels are touching the floor, your ball mounds of both feet are on the blanket, and you're going to bend the knees and crease through the hips to grab a hold of your blocks. From here, and you can lower the block, some of you have nice open hamstrings, you're going to begin to straighten those legs. Woo! Yeah. And then a slight bend of the knees and a slight opening. Good. A slight bend and straighten. Good. One more. Bend and straighten. Engage the belly. Watch your backs here, right? You can stay up nice and neutral here, or you can start to lower down. You can even take your hands off the blocks. And again, consider the hip creases on both sides drawing back as the torso gets longer. If you've taken your hands off your blocks, bring those blocks back in, bend your knees, put some weight back in the heels of your feet, and come on up to standing. And then just step off your blanket and shake it out. And then step forward. So same thing, only different. You're going to put the heels of your feet on your blanket. Make sure you feel steady. I want you to crease at the hips, bend the knees, and go for the blocks. So if you're not mindful here, right, it's a real easy tip forward kind of thing. So I want that bend in the knees to start. Then you can lower the blocks if you want. And then you can start to straighten those knees if you want. It's a little bit different sensation, right? Because we're not stretching the back of the legs quite as much. If you have the room and the length, you can take the blocks out. If you want to stay more upright, keep the blocks up at that nice high level. Good. Breathe, everybody. And what could you do here to just lengthen the torso? And what happens if you lean into your heels more? Breathe. Bring your blocks back. That's just to help you move from here. Bend your knees. Hands come to your knees. Slowly come up. Whew, and step off your blanket and then move that blanket out of the way. Now, the next thing we're going to do is not going to be for everybody, so please be mindful. If you have knee injuries or knee issues, you're going to keep this at a very mild level, okay? So you know who you are. I know who you are. Take those blocks up nice and high. I've got two hummingbirds just dancing right here. It's just like mind blowing. Okay, so place your hands on your blocks. Step the feet back a little bit and just lift the heels, bend the knees, and then press the heels down. Now, hopefully this does not hurt your knees. You're lifting the heels, the knees bend, right? It's almost like you're doing a squat with your ball mounds of your feet on the floor. And just pause here, a couple more, just feel that. So that is level one or stage one. Second one, you're going to take those knees a little deeper and look up and then straighten. So I'm bending deeper, I'm looking forward, and then it's almost like a forward fold. Good. Breathe. So this is mobility, right? Ankle, foot, ankle, and knee mobility, and hip, really. And pause. So either you're going back to that first one, or you're going to do the second one, or make sure your blocks are solid. You're going to slowly come on down. My heels are up. I'm in a squat. This is, again, not for everybody. So I can do this all day long. The challenge is getting back up again. So take the blocks one lower. And here's what I've kind of learned playing with my own body is press into both feet equally, engage your belly, use your hands to press into the blocks, try to keep the knees steady, and pause. So inhale, lift the heels, drop the torso, come on over those feet. Now, feet issues, this isn't going to be your idea of a good time either. And then push into both feet and see if you can lift. We're only doing one more of these. I don't usually do deep knee stuff, but I thought we would just play a little bit. Remember phase one, phase two, and then push and lift, and then release. And come on up, everybody. Good, just shake those out. So one of the challenges, right, with knee issues is the quad being stretched out enough. So find a little wall spot or furniture and just see if you can grab a hold of one foot, press the hips forward. It's almost a pelvic tuck. The knee points down and we stretch out a little bit. Good. Release that side, everybody. Go to the other side if you can. Now, a lot of times when we do this stretch, we're out here somewhere. See if you can drop that knee so it's right next to the other knee. Little baby tuck. Smile. And release that. Shake them out. Good. One little flow here, and then we're going to get to the meat. Get to the meat. All right. All right. Or the pudding. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slowly come on down. You can have your blocks there. Soften the knees. Step back into a lunge, right foot. Level out the hips. Level out the pelvis. Your knee is up or down. Hands come to knee and come on up. We were here already. Take the arms up. Find your breath. Find the solidness of the pose. If you're really wobbly, try going a little wider on your mat. Good. Take your right hand to your left knee. Take your left hand to your sacrum and just find a nice high twist here. And breathe. Inhale, solid all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Plank pose. Find your breath. Lower the knees, listen up. I just want you to bend the elbows a couple inches and press out. Bend the elbows a couple, press back up. And 3, and 4, and 5, plank pose. Downward facing dog. Look through your hands and step forward, right leg. Hold this pose, hands to knee. Come on up. Same thing, other side. Inhale, reach the arms up. How does this pose feel to you in your body? Breathe. Left hand to right knee, right hand to sacrum, looking over to the right side. Find your breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step back, down dog. Hang in there with me. If you've been having a little bit of cold or something lately, head down is no idea fun. So switch that out. Stay upright. Plank pose. Come on, everyone. Knees down. Little baby chaturangas, right? Or little baby push-ups. Just a few inches. 4, 5, knees up, down dog. Hang on, we're almost there. Right foot, left foot forward, hang in. Inhale all the way up. Find your breath. Engage your back glutes. Either hand to knee or elbow to knee, coming into a little bit deeper twist. We're getting this whole body warmed up. We're getting our blood flow. We're getting that oxygen moving through our bodies. Good. Center. Hands down. Step back. Last one, last side. Breathe. Plank pose. Knees down. Baby push-ups. 2, 3, 4, 5. Knees up. Down dog. Smile, smile. It's almost over. Right foot forward. Come on up, everybody. Woo. Breathe. Either your hand comes to that knee or you come to prayer pose and then the elbow goes to the knee. We come into a twist on the right side. Big, deep breath, everybody. And then center, hands down, down dog. Breathe, a little bit of a rest pose here. Feet wide. Walk your hands back. Bend the knees and come on up. Good. Shake out those wrists, give them a little squeeze. Shake out the legs. And now we're going to play here, right? Little balance work. And we're going to take it in a whole bunch of stages. So if you want to be near a piece of furniture, chair, a wall, go ahead and do that. It's going to be piece of cake. All right. So hands to hips. Roll the shoulders. And just tap your right foot out and bring it back in. Good. Just 4 more. Tap, in, 3, in, 4, in, 5, hold, and then figure out what you're doing with the standing leg, right? So easy to lean out too much. Let's get that leg to square. You're tapping into the toe here. Now, squeeze your butt. Hips are even. This right hip is not rolling forward. Breathe. See if you can lift it without over leaning. And then bring it back in. Shake it out. Other side. First, find your nice solid mountain pose. Just tap out the toe. So you get your alignment. And then tap in, out, in, out, in, out. Good. One more. out, hold. Get your engagement of the glute. The standing leg is the one working the hardest. The other one should be engaged as well. See if you can lift. Breathe and lower down. Now, a little secret here that I learned is if you're doing this, right? So every time we work a second side, the leg that was first worked is working harder because it's already been worked. So one thing that you can do is bend the standing leg a little bit. It's going to take, for me, some of that pressure off if it's too much on the knee to lift. So just play with that possibility. All right. First leg, I feel like, in fact, my friend Linda, who's out there, is going to know a lot where this might be coming from. So big toe forward, the lift up, tap down, lift up, tap down, lift up. What's going on with the standing leg? Squeeze the butt, lift up, down. Last one, lift. See if you can hold. It does not have to be high. It can be an inch off the floor. You can tap and lift a dozen times, but take the standing leg and get taller and squeeze the butt. Even if the knee is bent, the glute engages. And lower down, shake it out. Other side. So tap out, lift up, down, 2, think about your standing leg. 3, 4, 5, hold. Try to level out the pelvis, stand tall, everybody. And let it go, shake it out. Whew. Good. Back to the first leg. You're gonna tap back. Here's the harder one. Why is this one harder? Because we wanna either dump in our low backs or we're gonna pitch forward as we lift. So just bring it back, see if you can find that big toe. What's going on with the standing leg? Fired up, baby. Get that outer hip moved in, get the glute going. Tap your toe. Look straight forward, keep the chest high. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo. And let go. Same thing, other side. Stand tall. Find the toe. And it's going to be different for everybody. And if your knee is bent, that's okay, right? Engage the belly. Keep your chest tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let go. And shake it out. Just walk a little bit. Shake, shake. If you want to know the inspiration for this, email me later. And come on back to center. Stand really tall. Take the toe out. Take it forward. Take it out. Bring it back. So it's a lift, but it's a tap down. Take it out, forward, out, back. One more. Side, forward, side, back, and release, shake it out. So part of the inspiration for this is a show on Netflix called Navarella, which I've been loving. The second inspiration is an article that talks about balance and how important that is to our health, especially as we get older, and that balance isn't static, right? So this is very helpful, but this movement, even more so for those intrinsic small muscles that help move that chain of balance from the feet up. All right, other side. You thought I forgot, didn't you? Out, forward. Don't be in a rush to tap, and back. Out, stand tall, forward, out, back, out, forward, out, back, and let go. Shake it out. We're getting there. I told you it's kind of slow build up here. All right, back to that first leg, everybody. Take it out, hold. See this kind of thing, right? Try to level out. One of the ways to level out is to get that tensor fascia lata, that side hip muscle, to draw in onto the bone and to work the glute muscle at the back. So you're gonna lift, don't touch. Take it out, bring it back. This is where a wall or a piece of furniture helps. Take it out, forward, out, back. One more. Out, forward, out, back, and release. Woo! Good. Shake out the standing leg. If you're not feeling this, then you're doing better than me because I'm feeling that. All right. Same thing, other side. Here we go. You're going to start out here. Remember, you can always tap, right? All of these are in those stages, so you find your balance. Stand tall on the standing leg, lift. Here we go. Forward, side, back, forward. Oh, sorry, forward, side, back. Almost there. One more. Side, forward, side, back, and let go. Whew. Good. Just walk it out, everybody. Shake it out. Take your legs wide on your mat. Nice deep hinge from the hips. And come on forward. This should feel pretty nice. Remember, you can always be up on blocks if you don't want to go quite that low, or up on fingertips, which is really nice. Deep breath. Lean back into your heels a little. Walk the hands forward. Lean into your toes, but don't lift the heels. Good. One more, center. Leave your left hand or your right hand center of the mat. Take the left arm up. And exhale down to the middle. Take the other arm up. And center. Turn your toes out. Lean back into your heels. Take your hands to your knees. Lift up. Woo. Keep your feet where they are and squeeze your glute muscles. And breathe. And then step the legs together. So I was working with a student the other day, and she was having trouble accessing the individual glute muscles. Super important. And here's the thing about, right, walking, tripping, falling. Your glutes do so much work, but if we don't work with them, they go to sleep. You've heard me talk about that before. All right, come on up to standing. Feel really strong. Just breathe. You're going to take your hands to your heart, and you're going to reach in through that belly, lean into one leg, peel the heel off the floor, re-engage the standing leg, and lift the knee. And breathe. 1, you're here. 2, the toe is tapping back down. 3, arms are out. Balance work today. And then just lower down. Easy peasy. Back to center. Hands to heart. Lean in, but don't lean in. Lean on that foot. Find that solid base. Lift the heel and take the foot up. Keep working with the glute and the hip muscles. Take the arms up optionally. Breathe. And lower down. Shake it out. All right, so here's where the movement comes in again. And again, wall nearby, always helpful. Watch the knees, right? Again, a soft bend. Often when we stand and lock the knee, not hyperextend, but just kind of lock it. If you've got a lot of knee arthritis or something else going on, that can be really painful. So you can keep it soft. I think you'll find that might be helpful. All right, we're going back to the first leg. Hands to heart. Actually, take the feet just a little wider, like a hips width, mountain pose. We're going to come down to a squat. Now, again, maybe your squat's here, maybe your squat is here, elbows touch. And then you're going to stand up and lift up. And then place your foot on purpose, squat, other leg, lift. Go easy, down, go slow, up, down, up, down, up. Yep, almost done. Down, up. Good. One more, both sides. Down and up. Come on, we got this. Down and up. And then just let go and shake it out. You can do that at the kitchen sink. You're at the kitchen sink. You're tired of doing dishes. You're going to squat and lift. Okay? Yeah. Shake it out. So last one here from a balance standpoint is if we think about yoga and we think about we move back into a lunge, we move forward into a lunge, we step out into wide leg poses, right? Again, being mindful, we're going to start. See, how can I show this? So we're going to start, I'm going to move my blanket out of my way. We're going to start in mountain pose. Your hands can be on your hips. All I want you to do is lean into your left leg and step out with your right. And then center. Step out, center, a couple more. Just out, center, out, center, out, center, pause, step out, lift. Step down, center, step out, lift, whew. Step down, center. So that is just a weird way of doing this because that's what you do when you go wide, okay? All right, so the next one is one we're more used to. You're standing at the front of your mat, you bend the knees, the torso actually will tilt forward a little bit as you step back. And then step forward, same leg, 4 more. Step back, go slow and forward. Remember that momentum we talked about earlier? And forward, we have 2 left. Step back and forward. Last one, step back and forward. Pause for a moment here. Switch sides, bend the knees softly. Step back and forward. Don't rush this. So if you step back and you're out of balance, take a moment to find balance and then come back. 3 more. 3 and 2. Good. Last one. And 1. And forward, shake it out. For me, the hardest one is to be back here and step forward. I don't know why that is that much harder for me, but it is. So we'll start slow. We're at the back of our mat, back-ish. You won't need a lot of space for this one. You're standing tall in mountain pose. You're going to soften your knees and step forward with your left leg. And then step back. Remember to get your balance each time. Don't keep moving. All right, step forward, same leg. And back. Good bone building here. Step forward and back. If this is really hard, small step. And back. Last one. Step forward, push off, and back. Good job, everyone. Last one, last side, I promise. Here we are. Soften, step forward, and back. Remember, it can be a short step. 2, and back. 3, push off, back. 4, woo, and back. Rush that one. And 5, and back. Good. Shake it out. And just kind of notice, right? So these are everyday moves. They're also yoga moves. And we're finding our balance each time. Even a walk in its simplest form is a form of balance because we're walking and there's only one foot on the floor at the same time. So kind of cool, I think. All right, true balance pose. Let's come to tree pose. Find your breath. Remember, for you, it can be toe on the floor. It can be down nice and low. Again, depending on your knees, it can be up high in the groin. The headlights, the hip bones are pointing forward. The standing leg squeezes in. The low belly tones up just a little bit. And then the hands can come to your heart. And I want you to just pause for a second and breathe. Can you find the space between the struggle and the surrender, the just right? Arms up, optional. Press the leg into the foot into the leg. Find the balance there. And then bring your hands back and lower that leg and shake it out. And find center again. Big deep breath. When you're ready, it's the other leg. Same thing, other side. Take that foot where it makes sense for you. Leg up, optional. All the way up, optional. If you have a hand, a fingertip to a wall, and you can get the leg off the floor any level, it builds way more bone, way more muscle. Find center. Squeeze the standing leg, tone in through the lower belly. Arms up, optional. Breathe. And then bring the hands back. And lower the leg. Shake it out. Back to the first side. Any level. Come back where you were. Whew. I know, legs are getting tired. Squeeze in, squeeze the glute, the leg, the low belly, arms up. Breathe. Take your same side knee, take that hand to the inside. This is more challenging. You may stay here, or you're gonna lean. Oh, see what I mean? You're gonna lean toward that knee a little bit. This is more balance work. This is moving off our center. And center. And let go. Shake it out. Right, such a metaphor for life. We get off center, we come back. We get off center, we come back. It's a beautiful thing. All right, other side, and then we're done with this whole balance stuff for now. Again, you can do this right here like this, okay? So this is just really kind of a cool pose. So you can stay lower. If your legs are getting tired, you can take it up halfway or all the way. Squeeze in through the standing leg. I have not really talked about drishti, about focus too much, but you're trying to find something that isn't moving. Take one hand to the inside knee, other arm up. Just see how that feels. And then lean over slightly. Yeah. Whew. If you want. And center. And come on down. Shake it out, everybody. Grab your block. Take that block between the legs. Whew. Grab your other block. And take that in front of you. I'll just stand sideways. So block between the legs, you're giving it a good squeeze. The legs are nice and close to that block, and hinge at the hips. Come on down. Your hands can come to your blocks. Draw the big toes in, draw the inner ankles in, not that they collapse, but that they don't roll out. If you have the room, you can just take fingertips to the floor, squeeze your block, everybody. Find your breath. And then bend the knees, just grab your block, take it out from your legs, straighten the legs again. Plant your hands, go to down dog. To plank pose. Knees down. Chaturanga. Lower the legs. Press the elbows into the floor, walk the hands forward, and find Sphinx pose. From a balance standpoint, right? This isn't really balance from a physical standpoint, but it is balance from, well, it is balance from a physical standpoint in that we want the flexibility in the back of our bodies as much as we want the flexibility, or the mobility is really the better word, in our front bodies, right? So front and back balance. So Sphinx pose, again, do not cause pain, right? We want to love our bodies, and sending our bodies purposefully into pain is not an option. So we can walk the elbows way forward. We can have a blanket underneath our hips. We can draw the belly in. So please, please, please honor that. And breathe. So if I isometrically push my hands forward, like I'm trying to move my hands away from me, notice that that will kind of raise up the chest a little bit. And if I keep that chest rise and then pull the elbows back a little bit isometrically, the back body gets a little bit more active. Breathe. And then lower down all the way. Let your head rest on your hands. I'm going to keep my head up so I don't get too muffled. Lengthen out through the legs. Press the pubic bone down. Lift one leg. Here we are in the glutes again, right? Here we are in the glutes again, the hip, the glutes. And I want you to keep the toes pointed, but tap down, up, down, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, hold. No pain. Try to level out the pelvis. Try to keep the right hip down. You can press into the right foot while you're lifting the left leg. And then lower down. Whoo, shake it out. Other side, you're going to lift the right leg. Point the toes strongly. And then lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Focus solely on that right side. 4, 5, and hold. Breathe. And lower down, shake it out. You're going to take the arms to cactus pose. The elbows are straight out from the shoulders. Your forehead, I should have cued this, is either resting on the floor or kind of nice on that pillow if you happen to have it nearby, just so you're not mushing your nose on the floor. And find that, just find that breath. Just this. I want you to lift the right leg, just like we did before. Lift the left arm, just like we did before. Optionally, you're just taking that head off the blanket. I'm not looking up. I'm just lifting there. Breathe. Crossbody work, balance work, and down, everything down. Lift your left leg. Lift your right arm. Lift head only if you want. You can keep that down. No neck strain. Breathe. And down. Both legs lift. Both arms lift. Please don't look up forward. You can look at your blanket or your mat, but don't look up toward the wall. Breathe. I know this is a lot of work, everybody. Hang in there. We're almost done. And down. Whew, shake it out. Lift your left leg. Lift your left arm. Lift head optional. Squeeze that side. Take it down. Whoo. Right leg. Right arm. Head optional. And down. Last one, I promise, all four. You can reach the arms back if you want, locust pose. And lower everything down. Holy moly. Just roll to one side and bend your knees. Right, so this is kind of a weird little sideline child's pose, and it'll soften that back bend work that we just did. So just pause here. Press up for a moment. We're not going to stay up. I want you to grab your blanket, and if it's not still in that roll that it was earlier, go ahead and put it back into that 3-ply roll and lay it on the mat. You're going to take a block and put that block above your blanket, above the top end of your blanket. That will probably be adjusted at some point. And then sit at the very end of your blanket and slowly lower yourself down. That block will shift so that it's right behind your head. If your head is dropping and your chin is lifting, you can take that block up just one more. But if your head feels pretty level, keep it down on its lowest level. Whew. And just feel the whole line of the blanket, hopefully from your sacrum or your tailbone all the way up to the top of the shoulders. Your neck should be nice and free. The block is behind your head. And just pause here for a second. Keep your right foot on the floor. Bring your left knee to your chest. So just one more little slight play here with balance, because now we're resting on the spine and we have two sides that are kind of free. Take the left leg up. Find the center line. Your hands are behind your knee. Breathe. Straighten the right leg if you want. Lift the right leg if you want. Lots of options here. Breathe. Release the hands to T position. Final little move here. And then lift the hands just slightly off the floor. So you are truly balancing just on the blanket. Bring everything back to center if you can. Bring your knees toward your chest. And breathe. Your left foot to the floor. Your right leg straight up again. Find balance. If your blanket's in a tight roll as opposed to a fold, it could be more challenging. So you can always just take the blanket out or refold it. Big deep breath. So right leg is up, left leg straight. Just breathe. Lift the left leg optionally. Release the hands to T position optional. Lift the hands off the floor optional. Whew. And breathe. Talk about core work, right? And release your knees to your chest, everybody. Leave the right knee in, just straighten the left leg. And then switch sides. The right knee comes in, the left knee comes in, the right leg straightens. Both feet to the floor, listen up. This is again going to be optional. I want you to scoot off your block and scoot down until your head is easily on your blanket. The lower part of your blanket is up at the low ribs, not the low back. Now, a nice thing you can do is just take your blanket and fold the top tip under to make a really sweet little pillow. Your shoulders come down to your side, and then go ahead and straighten your legs, and let's find Shavasana. So this should not feel like a back bend so much. If your low back is chatty, just move the lower part of the blanket further up the spine. So it is again allowing each side of your body to feel free. It's a gravitational stretch of from the center of the body out, from the center of the chest out. And I often think of a waterfall or the Continental Divide and everything moving to either side of either the Continental Divide or like a rock, all the water falling to either side. Your head, neck should be comfortable. Find that. Your eyes are closed. And we find this final balance between the human doing and the human being. In Shavasana, we are just being here. Soften your breath. Allow the breath to be even and soft. What would happen here if you just let go? Start to move out of Shavasana just by bending the knees and placing your feet on the floor. And feel your breath deepen a little bit. And then allow the knees to roll over to one side. Use that same side arm as a pillow as you roll off your blanket. And then as you're ready, press all the way up. Coming back to your seat. And just take a moment here to feel your body in space after practice. Take your hands to your heart. Bow to the wisdom inside you that knows balance. Acknowledge that, feel that, love that wisdom. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you all so very much. Then you sneak back up. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.